Hello, people. Now, to those who have been asking me, Milton, I think two people asked me about this video. Some people were saying they do not know that they can study in Germany for free. But however, you can study in Germany for free, but that is not the issue or the video I'm doing here. I want to talk about visa updates, visa document for you to actually study in this particular place. So in case you are looking for documents to apply for the visa, then you should know that the admissions letter is the first document you need. And if you are going to submit your application, please put into consideration all the requirements asked by the embassy, because if you do not submit all these requirements, it's going to be a very big problem. Now, the admissions offer letter is the first document you need. Then you also need the visa application form. You have to submit 2 forms here, and you equally need to sign them. When you sign the forms, make sure that the other file, in fact, you need 2 files, one file of originals and another files of photocopy, together with another file of photocopies. That's 2 files, 2 sets, one group photocopy, another group photocopy, then another group originals. So this is what you need. Then the application forms, there are 2. You have to sign all of them. Then there is a declaration form, and this form is also 2 copies. You equally need, I think you have to also sign this form. Then looking at the other documents, there is something called the CV, which is the curriculum vitae. You also need to add it to this group of documents, like to these documents. It's also important. Then your motivation letter is also one document you need to add to the application. It's also essential. But one thing about the motivation letter is it has to be 1 page maximum. Before we proceed with the other groups you need to add, like the other documents you need to add here, make sure you check if there is an appointment for you to book for the application, because there is no need applying for a school, whereas it will be difficult for you to get appointment for the visa application, because some people, like especially those from West Africa, they have appointment issues. I mentioned this in one of our videos, so please check the other previous videos I did. The motivation letter needs to highlight certain things. I'm going to make a separate video about that. Then passport size photograph. These passport size photographs must be 35 times, I think 40, or is it 45? Please check the embassy's website again, but make sure you know the dimension and get the right photograph before you go, because if you do not go with the right photograph, it's going to affect you drastically. First, it's going to affect you financially, like those guys over there who might want to exploit you. So you need to go with the required documentation that you need. Even anything like photocopy, no, photocopy everything before you go over there, because everything at that neighborhood is going to be somehow trickish. Either you are getting booked for something you didn't prepare for. Then the other thing you need is your passport, your international passport of at least should be 6 months before expiring date. But I always advise people that if you are going for a bachelor's program which is going to last 3 years, or a master's program which is going to last 2 years, make sure you take your passport and make it to be legal within the duration that you are going to be submitting this application, right? Like if you are going for a 2 years master's program, your passport should be valid for 2 years, and if you are going for a 3 years program, your passport should be valid for 3 years. This is to help you ease stress in case the embassy was like trying to complicate matters for you. It will be easy for you to actually pull through. Also understand that you need a copy of your birth certificate. Your birth certificate, not a copy, but by the way, it's a copy because you are going to be submitting but the photocopy, right? So you need your birth certificate to actually show them that this is when I was born, this is how my age is, and stuff like that. Your birth certificate is just there to explain to the visa officer that this is the person talking. Now, apart of all these other documents, you also need what is called your academic certificates. Now, let me draw more attention, or let me explain this a bit. If you are applying for bachelor's, please make sure all your academic documents are available. I'm talking about your WAEC, your O levels, your A levels, your WASI, your NECO, whichever one you use. But I know most schools in Germany don't accept NECO. Many schools don't even know about NECO. So guys, please, you may consider putting maybe your WAEC in front, because I know some people have NECO, some have WAEC. If you do, please try to get WAEC. I don't know how NECO is, but I know many schools will always need WAEC. Okay, some will specifically state it on their side that we need WAEC. But again, If you think getting WAEC is easy, get it and add to your NECO, okay? But just know that you need your high school certificates to apply. Now, if you are going for masters, depending on your country of origin, okay? I'm not specifying if you are Nigerian or Cameroonian or Ghanaian or South African or no. If you are going for masters, all those documents in addition to your transcripts and your bachelor's degree certificates, they are all essential or very important, all right? Academic credentials, all of them. Then if you've done internships, if you've done voluntary services, voluntary activities, why not add those certificates to show what you've done, okay? The embassy might not ask you, but I would just advise you add it. So in case the visa officer is looking at your certificate, he will look at that. Then if you have maybe anything like proof of employment, you add it. If you are married, you add it. If you have kids, you add their birth certificate, your marriage certificate if you are married. Because now, why am I saying you should add your marriage certificate and your kids' birth certificate? In case you want to do what we call family reunion, right? It's going to be an advantage. So just add them now, because there is a place on the form they will even ask you, are you married or not? If you say no, don't add. If you say yes, add it. Do you have kids or not? If you say you have kids, add their birth certificate. If you say you don't have kids, don't add. Now this goes to those who have kids or people who are not always very proactive, because I know some people that their kids may be walking around without birth certificate. It is not good. If you are that parent that have a child and you don't have the birth certificate, please go and do it. It's important. Now we are not talking about marriage here, because everybody knows the time they are going to do their marriage certificate or stuff. But again, don't let your kids move out, like stay for long, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years without birth certificate. No, try and do it as early as possible. Then also we talked about proof of funds in another video, and I would like you to check and listen to the proof of funds. There are two methods you can use. One is the blocked account, the other one is the affidavit of support. Now remember, to those who want to borrow money for blocked account, remember you cannot get the money in bulk when you arrive Germany. They will be giving you a portion of it every month. I explain all those things in that other video, so please pay attention to all of that. Another thing you should remember is that the proof of funds has increased, and those who are going to be studying in 2025, they need to double the money. The amount is there in the other video I did, so please follow up all these details from there. It's going to help you and easily also make your application easy for you if they are going to give you or not. But again, remember, if you have the chance to do blocked account, do it. But if you can't do it, if you must only get affidavit of support, excellent, and pray that you get the offer or the visa. I hope this helps you. Hey guys, to those people who always ask me, Milton, how do I begin? I have a message for you guys. So I have been saying this many times on my comment sections on here, and also on some of my other social media platforms. So many people, I don't understand. They are like, how do I begin? How do I begin? Okay. If you are one of these people, this is how you have to begin. When I drop a video and say, go and watch this video, I expect you to go and listen to what I said. Now, if you listen to my videos, I always talk about the tuition fee. I always talk about how you can apply. I always talk about the requirements of the school or the university, if at all there is a university that is open, right? So now, for you to begin, you need to listen to the advice, then go to Google to enter the same information and check some other things yourself. Then you now begin the application. And if the school is always open, for most of my videos, when I make them and I said this school is open, apply, I always include a link, and I will say, go there, check the requirements to see if you actually have the requirements so that you can begin the application, because you cannot apply to any school without an application, like without requirements. And because if you apply without the requirements, you will not be selected. So if you watch my videos, you will not ask me, how do I begin? And again, if you do not know how to go about it, then you seek professional help from those who know all these things. You understand? Because without this, you might remain on comment sections and keep asking, how do I begin, day in, day out, which is not the right procedure to follow. Please, many of you don't watch videos. I'm not saying you should watch just my videos, okay? No, that's not it. Watch a video of someone that you know would give you value. Go somewhere that you know you will gain value to help you achieve your goal. I hope you understand. So please, always make sure you check all these things. Like right now, there is a communique about Canada. Canada has stopped flag polling for those people who actually stayed longer without getting post-graduation work permits. Canada has stopped that aspect. The Minister of Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship, Mr. Mark, has closed that, and all the details is on IRCC. But now, if you watch the video and you don't go to IRCC, you will still come back here to ask Milton, how did I get the information, right? So please keep all these things into consideration. They will help you a lot. When you watch a video, go directly and do the right thing. It is so essential. And I'm not doing these things only for myself. I'm doing it for all of us. And I want everybody to succeed.